Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you had safe days and nights. Now outside of the Baltic Sea Science Center, and now we watching the kids play with the carousel horse, and carousel cars. It's so fun to watch them play. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. We also saw an old phone booth and an old car. I like how they preserve the memories and history of the past. Now we are going up to the hill to see the animals. In front of us we see the Hillested belfry. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. The Hillested belfry is 45 meters in height, is the tallest belfry in Sweden. Built in the 1730s, it was donated to Skansen by the parishioners after their church was destroyed by fire. In earlier times, belfries were commonly built of wood, but this was forbidden in the middle of the 18th century to save timber and reduce the risk of fire. On the left side we see the Våla School. This is an early 20th century school from Västergötland. In 1842 Parliament introduced obligatory schooling. Initially this lasted for 6 years, often with lessons on alternate days. The building contains both a schoolroom as well as housing for the teacher's family. Teachers' salaries were low and beekeeping was an important source of income. The garden provided the family with vegetables but was also used as an educational tool. Now we see the milestone. Milestone from Småland showing King Gustav 111's monogram and dated 1779. In the middle of the 17th century the government decreed that milestones should be set up at regular intervals on all major roads in Sweden. County governors were responsible for building roads and erecting milestones. Local farmers were obliged to keep the roads in a state of repair. Next we see the Virserum storehouse. This two-story building belonged to a farm in the southern province of Småland. It probably dates from the 16th century. The ground floor houses a storeroom and a privy. Grain was stored on the upper floor. During the summer it was usual for youngsters and servants to sleep upstairs. The Virserum storehouse was one of the first buildings to be moved to Skansen, early in the 20th century. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. Even though it wasn't the time yet for the winter lights to begin the show, it was already in lights, which is still so beautiful. What do you think about this animal shape? Comment down below to guess it. Share and subscribe to my channel for more content. We are now looking at the Arctic foxes. Arctic foxes stick together in pairs, and they dig large dens where they give birth to their young. They mate in March and 2-15 pups are born in May-June. Sometimes 1 or 2 yearlings stay and help with the new siblings. The dens can have up to 50 exits and are used year after year and are therefore overgrown with lush grass that can be seen in the distance. The young stay near the dens until the autumn. Depending on the food resources, the young may later migrate further away. The young foxes have an uncertain future ahead of them where the number of survivors varies from 0-30%, mainly due to lack of food and other predators. We are now seeing the oxen. Oxen are commonly castrated adult male cattle. Castration inhibits testosterone and aggression, which makes the males docile and safer to work with. Cows, adult females, or bulls, intact males, may also be used in some areas. Zebu oxen in Mumbai, India. Ploughing with oxen. We have now come to the place where we can see the wolverines. Wolverines are powerfully built and have a small head with little ears, short legs with very large paws and a thick, bushy tail. Wolverines mainly feed on the carcasses of reindeer killed by other predators, but also eat rodents, hares and birds which they catch themselves. However, wolverines can also kill reindeer by themselves when the snow forms a crust in the winter. Their big paws act like snowshoes while the hunted reindeer sink down into the snow and becomes exhausted. During such circumstances, wolverines can kill a large number of reindeer, and hide the parts as food supplies for the future. Now we are seeing the horses. The horse is a domesticated, one-toed, hoofed mammal. It belongs to the taxonomic family Equidae and is one of 2 extant subspecies of Equus ferus. The horse has evolved over the past 45 to 55 million years from a small multi-toed creature, close to Eohippus, into the large, single-toed animal of today. Humans began domesticating horses around 4000 BCE, and their domestication is believed to have been widespread by 3000 BCE. Horses in the subspecies Cabalus are domesticated, although some domesticated populations live in the wild as feral horses. These feral populations are not true wild horses, which are horses that never have been domesticated. Now we are looking at the great grey owl. The great grey owl is one of our biggest owls. Its speckled grey, thick feathers provide good protection from the cold. Its legs and feet also have feathers right down to the toes. The great grey owl does not build their own nests, but often takes over nests from goshawks and buzzards. They can also nest in tall tree stumps or in abandoned ant nests. The female incubates the 4-7 eggs for a month while the male feeds her. Once the eggs have hatched, both parents feed the chicks, mainly with voles. The young leave the nest in July, about 40 days after hatching, and are fully ready to fly after a further 4 weeks. The great grey owl is known to defend its nest and its chicks aggressively during the nesting season. It will go on the attack with claws and wings against interlopers, including people. At other times of the year, the great grey owl is peaceable and fairly unafraid of people. Forest felling destroys many of the great grey owl's nests of twigs and tree stumps. In recent decades, therefore, more and more owls have been nesting in man-made nesting boxes. In Sweden, the great grey owl is classed as near threatened. In the rest of the world, it is considered to be flourishing, as it has a wide habitat and the population is thought to be increasing. We are now in the bear cave where we can see the bears. We are now looking at the brown bears that are playing. The bear has a large, solid body with a large head, a powerful neck and strong, thick legs. The color of its fur varies from a pale sandy gray to almost black. Adult males and females live separately throughout the year, except during the mating season. The female bear gives birth to her squirrel-sized young in the midst of winter. The cubs suckle their sleeping mother all winter, and when they leave the den in the spring they weigh 2 to 4 kilograms. The bear has a phenomenally good sense of smell and a great sense of hearing, but it probably has worse eyesight than a human. environment. The majority of our bears live in coniferous forests, although some also live in mountainous areas. Although the bear is a predator, around half of its diet consists of berries and plants, with a quarter consisting of meat and an equal quantity of ants, mainly during the spring. In order to survive, bear sleeps for 5 to 6 months during winter when there is not enough food. During those months it stays in its den without eating, drinking, poop or pee. The bear loses almost half its body weight during hibernation. Incredibly enough, the bear loses almost no muscle mass and does not suffer from osteoporosis, bed sores or dehydration despite lying still for so long. Bears once lived across much of Scandinavia. When man began to keep cattle in the forests and farmers were given hunting rights, bears quickly disappeared from more populated areas. Following protection and the regulation of hunting in the early 1900s, the number of bears increased, and according to the latest estimates there are around 2,800 bears in Sweden. Around 250 bears are shot each year. Many people are afraid of meeting bears in the wild. Those who move normally in the forest, or who talk, will rarely see a bear since bears avoid people. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. We are now at this beautiful location that has a lake.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
We are now at my favorite spot, the cute rabbits. Rabbits love carrots, lost like people do, but they mostly eat grass, leaves, twigs and buds. They make lovable pets. They lie being stroked. They cede a lot of room where they can move about. Rabbits have no voice, but they can warn each other of danger by stamping loudly on the ground. Wild rabbits are grey, but domesticated ones can have other kinds of fur color, size and ears. Swags has 2 old breeds of rabbit, native breeds, sighted Gotland rabbit and Millerid rabbit. Now we are looking at the grey seal. Skansen's grey seals. This is home to the grey seals. They are larger than the harbour seats in the other pool. You can recognize them by the conical shape of their heads and their smoother foreheads. They can be 2 to 2.5 meters long and weigh 200 to 300 kilograms. Grey seals live longer than harbour seals, up to 35-40 years. They eat all types of fish but prefer herrings. Their appetite goes in periods. They will eat very little for a time and then suddenly get very hungry and eat up to 15 kilograms of herring each day. Just like the harbour seals, they take part in various activities to keep themselves occupied. They also have stimulating toys so that they can hunt and live as naturally as possible. Their pool is about 3 meters deep. It is emptied every week and refilled with clean fresh water from Lake Mälaren. The seals generally lie patiently on the rocks while the pool is cleaned. To move a seal, one has to entice it into a cage and then lift it with a tractor. We are now looking at the mountain cattle. Swedish mountain cattle were bred at farms in northern Sweden, and are a good example of a native breed that has adapted to the cold Swedish climate over a long period of time. They are hardy and affectionate, and can survive on poor soil. We are now looking at the Oxen sheep. The Oxen is a small sheep from Sweden that is a member of the forest sheep classification of animals. Also included are the Gästrikefår, Helsingefår, Svordsjefår and Värmlandsfår sheep. The domestic sheep breeds are probably descended from the steppe sheep that originated in the mountainous regions and highlands of Western Asia. The domestic sheep then spread with the people who became permanent residents and who began farming and raising cattle. In Sweden, domestic sheep have existed for 5,000 years.
Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content.
Runestone from Uppland. The inscription reads, Kylving and Stenfrid and Sigfust erected this stone in memory of Austin, son of Gunnar. May God preserve his soul. The Vikings used runes for their written alphabet. There are more than 2,500 rune stones in Sweden. Most of them date from the 11th century towards the end of the Viking period. Rune stones were erected as memorials to close relatives who died in foreign lands or to mark an important event. Now we are the Galician, looking for a mini restaurant to grab a bite of yummy dinner. They have all sorts of delicious sandwiches, snacks and fika. We are looking at the mini tourist train. The train starts from Bollnästorget and goes around the Skansen area all summer and good weather and weekends September-October. Tickets, children up to 3 years Sec 10, all others Sec 30. The Galley with fairground and dance floor is an amusement park in miniature format and an example of how Stockholmers have used Djurgården for recreation and entertainment since the 18th century. The history of the Galician. The Galician has belonged to Skansen since 1901. Here there is a fairground with carousels, lotteries and a fish pond that still looks as it did in the 1940s. The hand-painted carousel was built in Italy at the beginning of the 20th century. Colony Cafe and Bakery. Among colorful lanterns you will find lovely Colony Cafe and Bakery. Among other things, sandwiches, hearty salads, simpler hot dishes and pastries from the own bakery are served here. We are now watching the kids play while we are eating dinner. On the next vlog we are going to see the winter lights.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. Stay healthy and safe. See you all in my next vlog. Bye bye.